she's not holding her core.
Yeah, because she doesn't have to put any tension. When you do any sort of inversion or forward fold or back bend or anything like that, we have paraspinals, right, that we can kind of access from the back. We also have anterior paraspinals on the front of the spine. When you go into this type of stuff on your own, not only are you working, the paraspinals, and you think you're just working your core, your entire spine is keeping that structure. So the muscles all along it are going to be supporting you and tense. So you can actually only go a certain amount because there's internal resistance against where you're going. One thing that's awesome about the Thai Yoga, besides leaning on the hands, is that she doesn't have to have any internal resistance, and that's what we're teaching the client, is to let go of the internal resistance to see that they can actually go farther than they thought they could or get a different sort of release. Because what happens is we have vertebrae in our spine all the way up, right? Majority of people know that, hopefully. From lifestyle, trauma, stress, all of this stuff, what happens to the vertebrae is they start getting stuck, either from connective tissue holding on, calcification, calcium deposits or different uric acid, whatever, stuff starts building. We're not moving as much, so we start moving in chunks. So rather than an S curve in the spine when we move, we start doing this, and so even when you're doing a plow, you can only function at where your back is. You can only, when you're doing a plow, you think you're moving slowly down, but it's like, so you're moving in chunks. What can happen without that tension in the body, I now become her support system. So as her support system, she can release and we can figure out, okay, where is the main blockage in a sense. We're not looking specifically for that because it's going to be a release in itself. But we can go farther than she would ever be able to do herself. So they're similar to hatha yoga postures in the sense that they might look similar. But as far as what's happening in the body, I think it's completely different. So that's where there can be misunderstanding, like, oh, I can do a plow. I don't want her back, if possible, to lift off the ground at all, because I'm taking her into a vulnerable position. For her, maybe not so much because she's been doing yoga, she teaches it, she's probably done plows, she's familiar with these postures. For someone who hasn't been upside down since they were a child, or who has had trauma, back injury, anything emotionally they've been holding on to, a lot of times it's usually back trauma, injury, or accident or something. They're going to be kind of nervous, so I want to keep them feeling supported as much as possible. It also keeps both of us safer because I'm taking them vulnerable, so if I'm going to take them into a place where they feel less safe, I have to be more safe so I can communicate to them, I'm strong, don't worry, you're okay. So I come into a lunge here. Inhale and exhale. I take them to where they can go. She can go to the ground. To take her out, if you think of those tractors that have the wheels that go like this,
yeah, the conveyor belt.
Yes, the conveyor belt wheels. Thank you. Now I have the word. That's what we're picturing in the spine as we go down. So and again, the movement is horizontal. I'm going towards the horizon till I feel a stop. So that's where a little bit of blockage is. Keep going straight, stop. She's focusing on her breathing and letting go. And then when the majority of the spine is on the ground, avoiding her head, I walk around. And then she's back to posture. How did that feel?
I felt safe, and I can feel right where you felt the blockage. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Right there.
So what we're looking for is you go until it's like a pushback, like you can't push. Then you lift up enough to keep going straight. We're not trying to go up. And when we come down, we're not trying to lift and go over. We're working, again, on that horizontal plane.
That's where I get pain. Like, that spot, like, it was fine. Like, I could breathe through it. But that's where, when I'm in my everyday stuff, where I get it.
And then from here, after plow, you can do lead that. It's not part of the flow, but it's fun. And then we go into the cross leg combined. So now I'm going to bend her legs below my knees, and I want to be bent down a little because I want to be working from my thighs and my butt to lift rather than my arms. Hold my arms. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So she can be lifting her head. You can also relax your head back. Inhale, exhale. And because second supine is its own session, I take the toes and release. Okay? And then come up. Jingle. And puja.